Okay, now that we're done with our links page, we cleaned everything up, we deleted whatever we don't need. We click back on our home, on our returning to my page. And let's take a look back at the calendar. We said we want to basically wrap things up if we have the time. How do we actually build this Google Calendar that says period 2 with our course name at the back, and it's in an agenda format, and then we could start getting this customized rows so that we can build something and share it with our kids and embed it in our website. So how do we go about doing that? So first we need to log into Google Drive, and there's a faculty folder that we've shared with you called NCHS Faculty 2015-2016 schedule, and then we're looking at specifically the semester 2 files. I'm going to pull up the period 1 schedule. I'm going to double click on that and launch it. You may have to download it. There's going to be a black, I can't simulate it because I own the document. There may have to be a little pop out in the right hand corner that you would actually download this, but let's take a look at how to go about downloading and customizing a file that we can create a Google Calendar for. So here's the template. It's basically subject, start time, end date, all day events. All of this basically puts a period 1 slot into a Google Calendar. All right. And I've reviewed this, and this is going from January all the way through the end of the year. Next year we're going to hopefully have it for an entire year, so that you only really have to do it once. So first thing, I'm going to make a copy of this, and I'm just going to call it period 1, and I'm going to call it, let's do M2 Algebra 1. All right, okay. So now I've got a new document that I can work with. It's just mine. So all we really want to do is we want to take column A and we want to highlight it. So the whole column is highlighted, and we want to replace the number 1 with the number 1. So it's this part, the period number and the name of the course. So how do we do that? Click on the A, so the whole thing's highlighted. Click on Edit. Scroll down to where it says Find and Replace. I'm going to click on the number 1. We're going to click it with Replace. I want to keep the number there. I want to say number 1, but I want to put the course name in there. So I'm going to call it M2 Algebra 2. Okay, so the specific range, it's just going to go for column A. And if I did this right, it's going to replace about 72 to 74 events. Okay, so there's 73 second semester period 1s. I'm going to hit done. Okay, so instead of copying and pasting, it basically did it all the way down to the last special day right before we have the good old-fashioned exams. So next step, you're going to click on File. You're going to scroll down to where it says Download As. We're going to download it. It must be downloaded as a .csv, okay, which is only a comma separated value. I click on that. I'm going to open up in, I'm just going to hit Save. I don't really need to open it. It's just going to go right down to my desktop. I'm going to hit OK. Now that I have a CSV file, I can go into Calendar and actually create the Google Calendar for period 1. So I'm going to come over to my little waffle, open up Calendar, and in this case I'm going to create a new calendar. Over here where it says My Calendars, click on that little arrow, click on Create New. I'm going to call this period 1 M2 Algebra 2, Algebra 1. Okay? Make sure that the GMT is correct, etc. and so forth. I need to make it public so people can see it on my website. You can click right here. Okay? I'm going to click on Create Calendar. So now I have a calendar at the bottom that is going to say, there it is, Period 1 M2 Algebra 1. To import the actual CSV file, it's not intuitive. I have to go down to where it says Other Calendars, that little arrow. Click on that. Scroll to where it says Import Calendar. Click on that. Before I do anything else, I always select the calendar first, which is coming up over here. I'm going to select the proper calendar, Period 1, M2 Algebra 1. Then I'm going to go find that file, which I downloaded. Make sure that you get the right file before you start hitting OK. Okay, so I am going to click on the Period 1 M2 Algebra 1 that I just downloaded. Click on it. Click on Open. And again, if I do it right, I should have about 73 events right there. I'm going to click on Import. 73 events came in. Because it's Friday, there's no event coming in, but let's see if it actually came in. And I should have something there that shows up as a Period 1. Well, it looks like Period 1 drops on the Thursday, but there it is right there. Let's see if it works for after break. And there's my course, okay? Period 1 M2 Algebra 1. To get the HTML code of this for my website, all I got to do is come over here, the little right arrow at the end of the calendar, go up to Calendar Settings. If you remember, I'm going to scroll to where it says Embed this calendar. Before I do that, I'm going to customize it. Click on this link. I'm going to change it to Agenda. I'm going to change it to 695. That's important because it fits very nicely at 695. The reason why I'm selecting 300 is because I now can put two calendars on top of each other if need be. There's all my mumbo jumbo HTML code. I click on that. I'm going to copy that whole thing. Then I'm going to go back to my SchoolWires site. Now let's just pretend this is my M2 Algebra class. I can't paste it like this. I have to go to where it says HTML on my calendar page. Since I've already done two, I'm going to hit enter, and this is going to paste nicely right underneath there. You could see the width is 695 and the height is 300. I come to save, and then there should be a Period 1 at the bottom of this, and there it is. Okay, how do I put an actual event in here to make homework? I've got to go back to my calendar, and here's where the magic of this comes into play. I'm just going to click on my calendar, go back to calendar. So let's say on Tuesday, April 19th, I'm going to have a review session. So I could put it right in the description. I'm going to say, Chapter 8 review, questions 1 through 34 on quiz. You can also get sophisticated and add an attachment. If you had a specific worksheet that you could either upload as a Word document or come directly from your Google Drive, and this way you could select it, and there's no way that a student can say I didn't have it because it's automatically into the website. And then you click on save. So that was on Tuesday, April 19th. Let's verify that that was in our actual website. Let's come back to here. And I'm going to scroll up to where it says View Website. Come into my website where it says Calendar. I'm going to scroll down to my Period 1 class. And then on the 19th was my homework. And there it is. And that's how you do it. So if you have any questions, I know there's a lot of clicks for this one. It was a longer video. Watch the video, pause it. I will have additional print resources and some better tutorials on this in the future. But I hope this works for you. And as always, ask for assistance if you need it. And if you don't, congratulations, you've learned how to put an event into a calendar that automatically updates your SchoolWires website. I hope you enjoyed all the tutorials. If you have any questions, definitely ask or email me as to what you need assistance on. I'd be more than happy to help. Thanks for tolerating the harsh voice and the long-winded tutorials, but hopefully you got a decent amount of information out of all this. Thanks again, folks.